This week's talk is literally about one of the most important assets you can have as a photographer when it comes to starting your business, building your business, maintaining your business. And that is you have to have an audience, right? You have to have an audience that you can consistently reach, and that's where your email list comes from. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about that email list. You hear people talk about all the time. If you have something to sell and you have no one that sees it, how do you reach them? Through your list. So that's this week's talks. You might have the best product in the world, but again, if no one is there to hear about it, it does you no good. I'm Andreka from Andreka Photography and Coaching, here to talk about all things business. All things when it comes to running your photography business. That's not just about taking pretty pictures, because we all know this day and age, everyone holds a camera in their hand. Everyone thinks they can take pretty photos, but do they know what it takes to actually run a business and what it's really like and all the ins and outs and details? And it can be really hard to get lost in the bulk of information online and what everyone else is telling you. Now, when it comes to social media, unlike social media where algorithms and trends can impact your visibility, an email list is a direct line between you and your clients, you and your potential clients. There's no way that, if you think about it, oh, my best friend didn't see me on social media. That's not going to happen with an email list, right? So, but the question is, how do you build one effectively without coming off overly pushy or desperate? So today we're going to dive into several different creative and actionable steps to help you start building that strong, super engaged, fun email list that's going to grow with your business. Let's get to it. So first, we're going to talk about three things. One, why is this list so important? Two, how to build this solid list easily and quickly. And three, what not to do. The biggest mistakes that people make when thinking about their email list, because this is such an important aspect and it can sound really overwhelming. I always say progress over perfection. Do what feels comfortable. Take everything I'm going to say today and take one little piece of it as a one little juicy nugget and do that. And you're going to feel like you did a step and you're going to see that little bit of growth. So, the first thing, why is this email list important? Number one, it's yours. Unlike social media followers and likes and those, you don't own these contacts. When it comes to social media, when it comes to Instagram, Facebook, all these different ways in which you're supposedly making clients and reaching clients, you don't own that. And at any point, that can disappear. You don't own your Instagram. You don't own this. And if they disappear, you have no way to reach them and you literally have to go back to zero. That is the number one most important reason to build an email list. So really one thing you really want to think about doing is how do you get your social media people following you? But if your email list is only 10 people, that 100,000 is really not that valuable, because chances are those 100,000 people aren't actually spending your money and buying your product. They're just watching you on your Instagram and scrolling, if they're even seeing you at all. So that's what you want to try to think about, is how do you get your social media people, if it's a big following, into your email list? And if you have 200 people following you on Instagram, but you have a gigantic, super engaged email list, that's going to be worth more. Is this direct connection with your audience. Unlike social media, an email list is going to allow you to communicate directly with your clients and your potential clients without being affected by any of those algorithms. Yeah, it matters if they're going to email or open your email, but at least you're getting in front of them. At least when they're seeing your email, they're seeing your name pop up. And the more people see your name, the more they're going to think of you and remember you and know you're still doing what you're doing. Number three, why this is important. Higher engagement, right? You're going to have a higher engagement and higher conversion rate. A conversion rate means that the percentage of people that actually spend money and book or click and do what you want them to do. An email generally is going to have a much higher engagement rate compared to social media posts. This means that ultimately your clients are going to be more likely to read, respond, and act on whatever you're wanting them to do or whatever you're sending them, whether it's booking a photo session or taking advantage of a discount or downloading something or just clicking to see your website or clicking into your Instagram. So that's another thing. You can actually take your email list and flip it the other way to get more followers on your Instagram. And those followers, those people who are already in your email list that are actually clicking into your Instagram, are going to be more valuable to you in your social media accounts, because they're the ones that are actually going to engage because they already care about you. It builds long-term relationships. An email list allows you to nurture client relationships over time. Even after their initial photo session is finished or their inquiry, staying in touch means they're more likely to book with you again and refer you to others. So when you have this newsletter, even if it's just once a week or once a month or quarterly, you want to be consistent. My clients from 20 years ago might think, gosh, is she still really doing that? If they're getting emails from me, they know I am, which means they're still going to think about referring me. I'm still going to come up with memories of them. And that's the key, always staying front of mind. All of this ultimately then leads to why email lists are important, increasing those revenues from existing clients. Existing clients who enjoyed their experience with you are more likely going to book additional sessions like family photos, anniversaries, when they're reminded that you're still doing it on regular email communication. For example, especially when it comes to weddings, because people might think, well, she's my wedding photographer in Mass. Would she even think about coming down to Detroit and doing a portrait session or going to California to do a portrait session or whatever it is? If they see my newsletter, they see that I travel, they see that I do portraits, they're going to go, oh, wow, we liked her. Let's use her. It feels safer and safer to use someone we know than a stranger. In the same vein, this also is encouraging for those word of mouth referrals. If a client's experience with you is super memorable and they loved it, they're likely going to share your emails, this email list, with friends and family that are planning their weddings or their portrait sessions or their events. And this is going to expand your reach and referrals very organically, naturally, authentically, in a very comfortable way. And plus, an email from a friend is going to be more likely to hit home than a forwarded IG link, right? Ultimately, it's going to be more authentic, more personal, and the easiest way to really stay connected, which means ultimately, if you have this really strong email list, you're going to get more bookings, better clients that are made and tailored just for you. Now, let's talk about how you actually build this photography list, this photography email list, which is always the scary part. Now, I'm going to go about 3 different main ways. And this is, again, there's a lot of huge courses taught about just building email lists. This is just that little opening door to say, I can do this, I can start. Number one is kind of an easy no-brainer. Add an email sign-up option during your booking. So when a client lists, this is how this client list of yours becomes your email list because you have clients or you're getting clients. When your clients are inquiring or booking with you directly, add an optional checkbox to subscribe to your emails for tips, updates, offers, making it really easy to get those new subscribers from your inquiries. Number two is what we like to say in the business world, a CTA. CTA basically means a call to action. It basically means you want to tell someone, you want to make sure someone knows where to go and what to do, right? So an email sign up is a call to action. You want to put these call to actions in your blog posts, on your website. If your blog is about weddings or photography tips, add a little specific call to action for readers to join your list. It's a great way also to do this in your Instagram because if you have your link in bio with a call to action saying, let's say you do a post that's all about wedding tips, click here to learn more. That's going to be your call to action to subscribe and start transferring over this email Instagram list over to your email list, right? You want to have this call to action for readers to join your list in order for them to get more insights, occasional exclusive content, like vendor lists or venue guides or downloads you might do. Now, this is when it comes down to it. It's you got to give to get. And the idea that nothing is free, right? Even an email. So if you're asking for someone's email, it's kind of a big deal, especially in this day and age when everybody is bombarded with email, asking for email, and their email lists are so huge and gigantic. You want to make it worth someone's while. So you want to give them something in order to get their email, right? And offer something in exchange. This is key. So, what are 2 really great ideas for how to give to get? One is offering kind of like a specialized freebie. Tend to call this a lead magnet. Create downloadable guides, a checklist that offers real value to your ideal client, like 10 tips to look your best in your photos, or how to plan for a stress-free wedding morning. And promote these on social media, add a link on your website, on your blog, anywhere you can, so that then people will click on this. You can download it, they'll get an email and sign up for the list. So once they sign up for the list, then they get it. There's a lot of programs that help you do this out there. Kajabi, Teachable, a lot of even just Instagram, sales flows. There's a lot of programs out there, and you can Google lead magnet. It'll really tell you how to do it. It's such a like I'd love to go over step by step how to do that, but that would be a whole other call, which maybe I'll do that on a different Tuesday talk. If there's interest, let me know. And then another great way is to run a giveaway, right? Host a contest offering a free mini session or a discount on a future session in exchange for joining your email list. This works great around holidays or special dates relative to your audience, whether it's, engagement days, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. If you're offering, say, a free Mother's Day session, if you sign up, that's a pretty great incentive. Think about what your audience really wants. Offer something that's free, because again, it's not free because they're giving you an email. And once they're in, the more emails, it's a numbers game, right? So the more emails you have, the more percentage of bookings you're going to get from this. Now, last thing we're going to talk about is the 5 biggest mistakes and what not to do. Number 1 is skipping that welcome email, right? Not sending a welcome email is a totally missed opportunity to make a really great first impression, right? You don't want to have someone just jump right into whatever your system is for sending the emails. You want someone to feel special, like, thank you for signing up. This is what you can expect, because this also gives them a chance to explain what can you expect. I'm going to be sending you an email once a week with my newsletters, and it's about photography, travel, and business. You can expect to see this from me along with other special deals. Or I have 2 sales a year. So this way people know and it feels more authentic. And again, it's all about being honest and authentic and yourself. Number 1, don't skip that email. Number 2, being too sales focused from the very beginning. Jumping straight into sales and emails can push people away right away. Instead, you really want to start by offering helpful content that shows the value and starts to get people to trust you before really promoting your services. I never really sell products because for me, I really want to share this information and hopefully help you. And then if I ever have something come up, something small, which I might be having some small things come up in a few months, you feel more safe and secure and you know that the value is there already. So you want to build value, give to get, whether it's an email address or whether it's a sale. The next thing you really, again, kind of focus on the same idea. You never want to ignore the personalization. Emails that feel impersonal or templated don't perform well at all. Use subscribers' names, tailor the content to their interests, couples versus families, to make those emails feel more relevant. A way you can do this is when you have your email list, make sure you segment them out. Let's say my list has a bunch of people in Michigan and a bunch of people in Florida, which is where I am right now. I don't want to send to people about snow to Florida. So it's good to have a way to segment them out when you're doing very specific messaging. Not offering a clear incentive. This is a big one as well. A generic subscribe to my newsletter doesn't really motivate people to join. So we want to go back to what we just talked about offering a giveaway, doing a lead magnet, offering discounts in the future, all those different aspects we just talked about. So you want to make sure you have a clear incentive, a clear give in order to get. Offer a free guide, a checklist, and exclusive content to entice them to sign up. They're giving to get. And then here's the big thing as well, relying too heavily on social media for signups. But if you don't promote your list on your website, at events, at client communications, you'll miss other real opportunities for signups. If you think about it, you need to be heard 3 times to really be remembered. People need to hear things 3 times to be remembered in their brain. They see it on social media, then you talk to them in person when you're doing the inquiry call, and then when they book, or when you actually do the photo session and say, hey, just so you know, for example, on my Instagram, I go live every Wednesday and talk about weddings. I mention this in my newsletter. I do it on my social media. And then when I meet with clients, I tell them as well, just so people have this repetitiveness, right? Because even if they don't remember exactly